Okay, so let's finish yesterday's work. So yesterday we already, let's quickly go through. Yesterday we stopped here and we still have to do 22 and 26 and then the bell rang. Okay, so let's just make sure. Invoice 4481 is 1,800. Now if I look here, can you see that the 1,800 is before the VAT? Now we all know if we go to a shop and we buy, the price that we pay includes the VAT. In other words, you're supposed to record the inclusive of VAT price, not the exclusive price. Now if I look at, I think we did it right. Can you see? We did it right. We took the amount with VAT inclusive. So our books is fine. But the books of Tristan is wrong. Can you see? Because they took before VAT. Now, is it understated or overstated? Understated. Understated. So I'm going to fix it on the same side with 270. And that 270 I'm going to put in the cash, in the creditors recon. Is everybody sharp with that? And then also the last invoice when you were running out of the door, 4508 is not in my books, so I need to put it in my books. Okay, so now let's get the balance. So you agree with me that all of these things, is pluses. If you did it in the columns, they would all be on the credit column. So what's the final balance in the end? Anybody with a voice?
29550.
29550. And that 2955
and there's an extra 5.
0, I'm going to put here, right? So I'm going to say a debit balance according to the creditor's ledger, and it's 2550. A credit balance, sorry, 2550. But now I'm asking you, this thing isn't going to balance.
Aren't you supposed to do the sum?
I wrote the wrong balance, that's why it doesn't balance. It's 29,550. So it's, I just wrote that, I left out the 9. You guys are fast asleep like me, so it's 29,550, and then I look. If I say 29,550 plus 500, it will give me what? 3005.
Yeah.
And if I add these two, do I also get 3005?
Yeah.
Okay, thank goodness, my life is back. I was stressing there a bit. Okay, I also want us, are you fine, my angel? Yeah. Okay, refer to info D. What consequences could Barry Reese face after his actions? Now, what was Barry's actions? They say here, remember that, what is wrong? For those of you who did the one column, I will then subtract, because it's on the credit side, the 29 or 550, then it should work out on 0. Or I will do the sum and it will work out on 29550. Am I correct?
Can you please repeat?
Okay. This space is too small for me. I'm going to redo it here that we can see what we do. So if I look at the recon, the two column method, and if I do it the one column method. Okay, I'm going to do it nice here. So I would start with a balance according to the statement, ne? Balance according to the statement. Rather write S-ment than just SM. Okay, then I know I will have a debit balance 29,780. Here they give it to me positive 29,780. So I know debit is positive, credit is negative. Then I add that credit note of 500, ne? And that went to the credit side, meaning here it will minus. Okay? Then I add the invoice that was wrong, that 270, it's on the debit side, meaning here it will plus. Then we add the balance. And the balance, according to the creditor's ledger, 29,550. So that gives me 30,050, 30,050. I can now either put here in brackets the 29,550, and then my answer would be 0. Or I can do this calculation, and my answer would be 29,550, which is the ledger, which is this one.
So I must write the detail when you get to the 29.5.
Yes. Yeah. So the details here would still be the credit note, the invoice, and balance, creditors, ledger. I want you to see that this is wrong. Because what is he doing here? He's mixing his formats. He's combining two formats. You have to choose one format and stick to the one format. Can you see what he did? He did the one column, and then suddenly he showed the two columns. Okay, that's wrong. So he should have either then just ended with the balance here, or he should have from the start did two. So he's going to lose, basically what he's going to lose is I will mark these ones, and because he now suddenly have here a debit and a credit, it would be wrong. So he's going to lose marks for this. Is everybody sharp? Any other question? Okay, I see a head. So in other words, you choose what method suits you. And then what you do when you get to a paper, you go and you write. Now I give you this method. This method confuses you. So you do this and you work in one column. Because this is an internal book, it's not an official book. It's literally just to remind you to check that those things have been fixed by the creditor once you receive the next statement. It's not a formal book. So you can choose which one. And in the grade 12 exam you can choose which one. Because what they do is they mark it according to the way you do it, because it's an informal book. It's not formal. Barry did wrong. First of all, remember that 18,100. Barry had to pay the creditor. Did Barry pay the creditor? So let's just quickly see what happened. They say here the bookkeeper, Barry, took leave from the 25th. Now, if I go look here on the 11th, can you see he writes in there 18,100. According to the books, we paid. But according to the statement, you will not find the 18,100. Okay? But now if I read here, they say, the bank statement